Good day, everyone. Today, we are going to explore a very important and relevant topic in the world of finance. These are the securities fraud, market manipulation, and insider trading. These are not just legal terms, they are serious issues that affect the fairness, integrity, and trust in our financial markets. In this lesson, we will learn what these terms mean, how they are committed, and why they are illegal. We will also look at the legal and regulatory measures in place to prevent these activities and ensure that the market remains fair and transparent for all investors. By the end of this topic, you will be able to define the concepts of securities fraud, market manipulation, and insider trading, identify common manipulation practices, understand the legal and regulatory measures that prevent these activities, explain the role of regulation and option trading to ensure fairness and transparency, and apply your knowledge to real world scenarios to recognize and address violations. This topic is not only important for those interested in finance, but also for every citizen who participates in or is affected by the financial system. Let's dive in and uncover the truth behind these financial crimes.
Trust and fairness are fundamental to the stability and integrity of any financial market. When participants trust the rules are fair and consistently applied, they are more willing to invest and trade, leading to greater market liquidity, efficiency, and overall economic health. Let's talk about fraud. Fraud is the intentional deception of another person or entity for financial or personal gain. Fraud occurs when an entity, such as a person or institution, intentionally deceives others for financial or personal gain. Any fraud involves falsification, either by withholding important information, lying, or faking documents. Often, the perpetrator of fraud knows something that the intended victim doesn't know. Types of fraud and related crimes. For example, commercial, robbery, theft, espionage, insider trading, or deception. When we say commercial fraud within a business or trade. The robbery, it is the taking property unlawfully from a person or place by forcing or threat for force. While the theft, unlawfully taking another person's property without their permission. Espionage, spying, or using spies to obtain secret information often related to corporate or national secrets. When we say insider trading, it is illegally trading securities based on confidential information not available to the public. And let's proceed to manipulation of security prices and services. When we say market manipulation, it is the actions taken by individuals or groups to artificially influence the price of a security. Market manipulation is the illegal act of intentionally interfering with the free forces of supply and demand in a financial market to create a false and misleading appearance of activity in a security, thereby artificially influence its price. This is done to deceive other market participants for personal gain. Illegal act or groups taken to artificially influence the price of insecurity, or also known as manipulation of security prices and devices. And let's proceed to Securities Regulations Code of the Philippines. Republic Act number 8799, Section 24, Manipulation of Security Prices, Devices, and Practices. 24.1, it shall be unlawful for person acting for himself or through a dealer or broker directly or indirectly. The RA 8799 is the Securities Regulation Code, aims to protect investors, ensure fair disclosure, and promote a free market by regulating securities. The legal consequences of market division. It is the fines, civil damage, criminal charges, reputational damage, or regulatory scrutiny. Market division, a serious antitrust violation, trigger a range of severe legal consequences for the offending companies and individuals. These consequences often include fines. Fines is a monetary penalties imposed by regulatory authorities for violating antitrust laws. And civil damage, It is the compensation claims from the affected parties such as customer or competitors who suffered losses due to anti-competitive practices. And criminal charges, it is in some jurisdiction market division can lead to criminal prosecution resulting in an imprisonment or other penalties. And reputational damage is the negative impact on the company's reputation and brand image due to involvement in anti-competitive activities. Regulatory securities, it is increased monitoring and oversight by regulatory agencies, potentially leading to further investigation or information actions. These consequences can have significant financial and reputational impact on companies involved in market division.
While the stock market is meant to be a fair and transparent place for all investors, there are individuals and groups who try to distort prices, create false impressions, and gain unfair advantages through unethical or illegal practices. Let's now dive into the common manipulation practices. There are different types of market manipulation practices, such as wash trading, spoofing, layering, pump and dump, poop and scoop, and insider trading. First is the wash trading. Wash trading is a form of market manipulation where an individual or entity buys and sells the same security with the same counterparty, often themselves or an affiliated party, to create a false appearance of active trading and market interest. This practice is typically used to inflate trading volume, mislead market participants, and potentially manipulate the price of the security. It is considered unethical and illegal in many financial markets as it distorts the true market dynamics and can lead to unfair advantages for the trader involved.
Next is spoofing and layering. Spoofing and layering are types of market manipulation where traders place fake orders to mislead other market participants about the true supply and demand for a financial instrument. These practices are illegal in many markets and are used to distort prices and create false market signals. The process of spoofing and layering is that a trader places large fake buy or sell orders at specific price levels. These orders are not real and are cancelled before execution. The goal is to mislead other traders into thinking that the market is moving in a certain direction. Imagine a trader named Grudge who wants to push up the price of a stock called ABC. He places fake buy orders at 50 to 52 pesos. These orders look like real demand, making other traders think that the stock is in high demand. When other traders see this, they may decide to buy the stock, driving the price up. Roger then cancels all the fake orders and executes a real buy order at a higher price. Why is it bad? Of course, it gives the manipulator an unfair advantage over other traders, and it can cause prices to move in the wrong direction. It also creates false signals that can lead to poor investment decisions. In many countries, spoofing and layering are illegal, and so here in the Philippines also, and can result in fines and legal actions. Let's proceed to the pump and dump market manipulation. Pump and dump is a type of securities fraud where individuals or groups artificially inflate the price of a security like stock or cryptocurrency through false misleading information. Once the price is high, they sell their shares at a profit, leaving other investors with losses. The process of this pump and dump is that a group of individuals, often called pumpers, promote a security through false claims or rumors or exaggerated information. They may use social media, online forums, or email lists to attract investors, and the goal is to create hype and increase demand for the security. The word dump means sales. Once the price has been artificially inflated, the pumpers sell their shares at a high price, and this causes the price to drop suddenly, leaving other investors with losses. For example, imagine a group of people called the pump team who wants to profit from a low value cryptocurrency called XYZ coin. They post fake news on social media saying that XYZ coin is going to be acquired by a big company. Many people believe that the hype and buy XYZ coin at a high price. After the price has gone up significantly, the pumpers sell their shares at a profit. The price drops sharply, and the people who bought at the high price now lose money. This is the classic pump and dump scheme. Next is the poop and scoop market manipulation. Poop and scoop market manipulation is a form of market manipulation where a false or misleading negative information is spread about the company or asset to drive down its price. This is often done by individuals or groups who want to profit from the drop in value by selling short or buying low after the price has fallen. The process of this poop and scoop market manipulation is that a group of people, often called scammers or short sellers, spread false or misleading negative information about a company or asset. This can include rumors, fake news, or exaggerated claims about financial problems, scandals, or legal issues. The word scoop means spreading of information. The false information is shared widely through social media, forums, or chat rooms. This creates panic and uncertainty, leading to selling pressures in the market. After the scoop process, price drop occurs. As more people sell due to fear, the price of the asset drops rapidly. This is the dump phase where the price is artificially lowered. After the price drop, of course, there's the profit from the drop. Those who sold short and bought low before the price drop profit from the decline. Meanwhile, other investors who bought at a high price lose money. Imagine a group of people called the Scoop team who wants to profit from a company called XYZ Corporation. They post fake news on social media saying that XYZ Corporation is going to bankrupt and has seriously legal issues. Many investors believe the false information and sell their shares in a panic. The price of XYZ Corporation drops sharply. The Scoop team sells their shares at a low price and make a profit. Other investors who bought at a high price now lose money. That is the process of poop and scoop market manipulation. The last market manipulation is the insider trading. Ano ba itong insider trading na ito? Lagi nating naririnig kahit saan ang insider trading. Of course, from the word inside is sa loob. And trading is palitan. Okay, what is insider trading? Insider trading is the illegal act of buying or selling securities like stocks or bonds based on non-public material information about the company. This information is not available to the general public and is often known by insiders such as company executives, directors, employees, shareholders with significant holdings, consultants, or advisors. How this occurs? Paano ba ito? Paano ito nagaganap? Ano bang process nito? For example, imagine a company executive named Mr. Reyes who works at ABC Corporation. He learns that ABC Corporation is about to announce a major merger with a larger company which will increase the stock price. He buys a large number of shares of ABC Corporation before the merger is announced. The merger is announced and the stock price jumps. Mr. Reyes sells his shares at a high price, making a huge profit. This is insider trading because he used non-public information to profit unfairly.
Ano ang option trading? Ang option trading ay tumutukoy sa kontrata na nagbibigay sa may hawak or holder ng karapatan pero hindi obligasyon or obligation na bumili o magbenta ng isang asset, gaya ng stocks, sa nakasaad na presyo sa loob ng tiyak na panahon. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo kailangang bilhin o ibenta kung ayaw mo. Ikaw ang may karapatan. Halimbawa, ang presyo ng isang stock ng ABC Company ay 100 pesos ngayon. Naniniwala ka na tataas ito ng 120 pesos kaya bumili ka ng call option na nagbibigay sa iyo ng karapatang bilhin ito ng 100 pesos. Kapag tumaas ang presyo sa 120 pesos, mabibili mo pa rin ng 100 pesos. May 20 pesos kang kita kada share. Pero kung bumaba ang presyo, pwede mong piliing huwag ituloy at ang mawawala lang sa iyo ay ang maliit na bayad o premium. At yun ang option trading. Mga ori ng option. Number 1, we have the call option. Ang call option, karapatan na bumili ng stocks. While yung put option naman, karapatan na magbenta ng stock. Mayroon ding long at short position, gaya ng long call at short call. Example, long call, you expect prices to go up. You buy the right to buy later. While ang short call, you sell a call option hoping prices will stay the same or drop. Yung long put naman, you expect prices to go down. You buy the right to sell later. Yung short put naman, you sell a put option, hoping prices will rise or stay the same. So, meaning ng long call, para mas maintindihan, bumibili ka ng call option dahil inaasahan mong tataas ang presyo ng stock. May karapatan kang bumili sa future sa fixed price. Example ng long call. Bumili ka ng call option sa Jollibee stock. Yung strike price, 200 pesos. Yung premium, 10 pesos. Kung tumaas ang price ng Jollibee sa 250 pesos, pwede mong bilhin sa 200 pesos at kumita. Yung short call naman, yung ibig sabihin ng short call, nagbebenta ka ng call option at umaasa na bababa o mananatiling pareho ang presyo. May obligasyon kang magbenta ng stock kapag na-exercise. Example, nagbenta ka ng call option sa SM stock. Yung strike price niya is 1,000, premium na natanggap is 30 pesos. Kung hindi tumaas ang price ng SM na nasa 1,000, kikitain mo ang 30 pesos na premium. Pero kung tumaas ang price sa 1,200, mapipilitan kang ibenta ng 1,000 pesos. Well, ang long put naman, yung ibig sabihin ng long put, bumibili ka ng put option dahil inaasahan mong bababa ang presyo ng stock. May karapatan kang magbenta sa future sa fixed price. Example, bumili ka ng put option sa BDO stock. Yung strike price niya is 150 pesos at yung premium niya is 8 pesos. Kung bababa ang market price sa 100 pesos, pwede mo itong ibenta ng 120 pesos dahil may put option ka. Well, ang short put naman, nagbebenta ka ng put option at umaasa na tataas o mananatiling pareho ang presyo. May obligation or obligasyon kang bumili ng stock kapag na-exercise. Example, nagbenta ka ng put option sa Ayala Corp stock. Yung strike price niya is 700 pesos. Yung premium na natanggap is 20 pesos. Kung hindi bumaba ang price ng Ayala na nasa 700 or above, kikitain mo ang 20 pesos na premium. Pero kung bumagsak ang price sa 500 pesos, mapipilitan kang bilhin sa 700 pesos.
Now, let's move on Section 25, Regulation of Option Trading, Republic Act No. 8799, Securities Regulation Code of the Philippines. This law talks about the rules and limits and option trading in the Philippine capital market. Under Section 25, it says that no member of an exchange, like stockbrokers or trader, is allowed to directly or indirectly endorse or guarantee the performance of profit of any option, put, call, or straddle related to security list on the exchange. In simple terms, bawal mangako o magarantiya ng siguradong kita sa mga investor pagdating sa option trading. This is because all types of investment involve risk and an uncertainty or walang kasiguraduhan ang tubo. In purpose of this law is to protect investors and maintain fairness and integrity in the capital market. Kung walang ganitong batas, madali sanang mamanipulate o malinlang ang mga tao na maniwala sa mga fake promises na malaking kita. In short, Section 25 of Republic Act No. 8799 aims to make sure that the trading of option in the market is safe, honest, and transparent. It reminds everyone that is the stock market, there is no guaranteed profit and all investment must be made with proper knowledge and caution. Next is main regulatory bodies. The main regulatory bodies are the organization that supervise and regulate the capital market to make sure that all financial activities are fair, honest, and safe for investor. Sa madaling salita, ang main regulatory bodies, sila ang mga bantay ng merkado na nagsisiguro na walang panlilinlang, pandaraya o hindi patas na kalakalan sa mundo ng investment. And there are the first organization. The first is Security and Exchange Commission. Security and Exchange Commission monitors and regulates the securities market like stock and bonds. It ensures that companies follow the law and give accurate information to investors. Na ang Securities and Exchange Commission ang nagbabantay sa mga kumpanya para siguraduhin tama at totoo ang kanilang mga financial reports at hindi niloloko ang mga mamumunuhan. The second is Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. The Financial Industry Regulatory Authority supervises brokers and dealers in the stock market. It makes sure that they act honestly, fairly when dealing with clients. Na tinitiyak ng Financial Industry Regulatory Authority na ang mga brokers ay nagbibigay ng tamang payo at protektado ang investor laban sa panlilinlang. The third is Commodity Future Trading Commission. Na ang Commodity Future Trading Commission regulates commodity and future trading like oil, gold, and agriculture product. Its job is to prevent fraud and manipulation in the market. Na pinapanatili ng Commodity Future Trading Commission ang patas na kalakalan sa mga produktong pangkalakalan tulad ng langis o ginto. The last is Financial Conduct Authority. The Financial Conduct Authority is a UK-based body that ensures financial market operate fairly and that consumers are protected. It promotes transparency and ethical behavior among financial institution. Na ang Financial Conduct Authority ang nagbabantay na ang mga bangko at kumpanya sa pananalapi ay tapat at responsable sa kanilang mga gawain. In short, these four organizations work together to keep the capital market fair, transparent, and trustworthy. At sila ang tumutulong para maging ligtas at maayos ang daloy ng pamumuhunan sa buong mundo.
We have the role of regulations in option trading. May mga batas at regulasyon para mapanatiling tapat, patas at ligtas ang kalakalan sa merkado ng option. Number 1, we have the preventing market manipulation. Preventing market manipulation, pinipigilan ng pandaraya tulad ng pagpapakalat ng mga maling balita para tumaas o bumaba ang presyo. Halimbawa, hindi pwedeng maglabas ng fake news ang trader para lang kumita. Number 2, enforcing insider trading rules. Bawal gamitin ang sekreto o pribadong impormasyon ng company para kumita. Halimbawa, hindi pwedeng bumili ng options ng empleyado bago i-announce ang malaking kita ng company. Third, we have the promoting disclosure. Kailangang malinaw at tapat ang impormasyon bago magbenta ng option. Example, dapat alam ng investor ang lahat ng risk bago bumili ng kontrata. And the fourth, overseeing broker-dealers and exchanges. Sinisigurong lisensyado at maayos ang mga broker. Example, kapag nangloko ang broker, pwedeng kansilahin ang lisensya nito. And the fifth one is ensuring fair practices. Pinoprotektahan ang mga investor laban sa pandaraya at di makatarungang gawain. Halimbawa, dapat maayos at tapat ang record ng lahat ng transaksyon. At yun ang role of option trading.
Now, there are the 6 tips for avoiding market manipulation. The first is stay informed about market trends and news. Na maging maalam at updated sa mga balita tungkol sa merkado para hindi ka madaling malinlang o maimpluwensya ng fake news or fake information. The second is diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your money in one investment. I-diversify muna ang iyong investment para kung bumagsak man ang isa, may iba ka pang pinaglalagyan na stable. And this help reduce your overall risk. The third is conduct thorough research before investing. Na magsaliksik muna, alamin kung legal ba, stable ba, at may magandang performance ang iyong pag-iinvestan. The fourth is monitor trading volume patterns. Observe how prices move and how much trading is happening. Kung napapansin mong sobrang bilis o kakaiba ang galaw ng presyo, that might be a sign of market manipulation. At lagi kang magbantay sa mga unusual activities. The fifth is seek professional advice. If you're not sure what to do, ask help from financial expert or advisor para matulungan kang gumawa ng tamang desisyon. The last is learn from past case study. Study previous cases of market manipulation. Matuto sa mga nangyari na noon para alam mo kung ano ang mga warning signs at kung paano mo ito maiwasan sa hinaharap. In short, by being informed, careful, and guided by experts, you can avoid falling into scams or manipulated trading schemes. Sa madaling salita, ang mag-ingat at matalinong mamumunuhan ay laging panalo. That's all. Thank you.